Hi folks, welcome back to the Tactics Zone. Only one place to start this week, right? Hampden yesterday, on a really intriguing game where Celtic again got the better of Rangers. Amid the slightly chaotic action and all the talk about what might have been, some fairly clear patterns emerged, and ultimately Celtic were rewarded for being well drilled on both sides of the ball. Starting with the winners then, Ange Postecoglou's men are great at laying traps, of course. Look here at how they've effectively put Raskin and Lundstrom in a cage. Rangers are forced to play backwards, Kyogo hairs over a cut off an easy out ball on Barisic, and possession is turned over. Now, on the ball, Celtic had to work just a bit to get McGregor into the game. Look here and you'll see Rangers have a very clear plan to cut off supply to the Hoops captain. But Tillman and Cantwell getting drawn towards opponents makes it easy in the end for McGregor to get on the ball with loads of space. This actually ended up with a chance for Celtic. Here's another example, a good three-man line there, cutting off the ball into McGregor. But a bit of movement, and with Raskin having to keep an eye on O'Reilly, lets the Celtic skipper get on the ball again. Defensively, Celtic occasionally dropped into a more deep-lying shape. Did that because they knew that they could hit on the counter when they wanted. You'll see this, when McGregor wins the ball here, he's immediately looking for sprinting Johnston. Jota is then on his bike, looking to go beyond Coulson for the ball inside. From there, the winger puts in an excellent cross that only just evades Kyogo. The Celtic goal, well, it should be shown to youth players as a warning of what happens when you switch off, and a reminder of where heads-up play will get you. If Rangers don't simply stop in anticipation of a free kick being awarded, surely Maeda doesn't beat all three nearest opponents to that ball. But they did, and he did. Now Rangers hadn't exactly been on the rack in the first half, of course, and Barisic getting space to cross is always a good weapon to have. This deep ball to the back post, that's a nice Cantwell nod down, and it really should have ended with a shot on target. The biggest problem for Michael Beale's team, though, is they can't really hit with the sort of intent that might give them an edge in these games. I mean, this looks like a promising counter at first if you just took this snapshot. But Lundstrom isn't capable of running away from anyone in this frame. Nor is Morelos. And Kent, who had a really odd day, is almost ambling into a nothing position, not really making an option there. Now Cantwell's added something to the Rangers midfield though. Into the second half here, he does a really good job of dragging two Celtic midfielders out of position. You see McGregor and O'Reilly getting dragged towards him. That allows Raskin to find substitute Arfield, who drives into the empty space and shoots just wide. Now yes, Sakala should have buried that chance, but credit to him for creating the space initially that allows Tavernier to rifle on a shot coming back off the post. Postecoglou won't have been happy to see one of Rangers' main goal threats given that room on the edge of the box. Now the Rangers fullbacks are a constant threat if you allow them to be. So it was hardly a surprise when Barisic put a ball right on the napper of Tavernier with about 20 minutes to go. Rangers had worked this space really well again by shifting play from side to side, making it impossible for Celtic to cover every gap. That said, Celtic really should have put the game out of sight when Haksabanovic led a 4-on-3 inside the closing 10 minutes. Now, I really dislike when people use this thing that inevitably Celtic were going to get this chance, because Rangers were throwing bodies forward and therefore you get caught on the break. That's not really true. It's true up to a point. Things don't just happen in football. Players make them happen. Players work into a plan that gives them freedom, but puts them in the best possible starting positions to impact the game. In conclusion then, Celtic keep finding a way to beat Rangers. That's no fluke. Where Beale's men remain a work in progress, Postecoglou is presiding over a group who are relentless, clinical, and absolutely clear on what is expected of them in key situations. That's why they're now 2 wins from a treble. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'm John Greechan. If you want to tell me where I went wrong, go on Twitter and find me at Johnny the Greek, and keep following Record Online Sport for all your best football coverage.